this is another Riven Vi submission. We had played one of these previously that had some different ideas than what this one is doing. Notably, this build compared to the last one that we played is absent of Whirling Death and Might. Might is a card that I'm not certain is a card I want to cut because giving Vi Overwhelm tends to be very good. This build is notably playing Sharpened Resolve, which while it doesn't give Overwhelm, does give plus health, which is meaningful for protecting our threats from the plethora of damage-based removal in this game. So I'm going to start with the Sharpened Resolves, but thinking about if this would perform better as Might for us is something meaningful that I want to be thinking about. We've got kind of the augment package with Niandroid and Ballistic Bot here, along with iterative improvement, and these cards pair very well with the Reforged mechanics summoning these blade fragments. Notably, giving Overwhelm to a very large Ballistic Bot is very good. Also, giving Quick Attack or Overwhelm to Vi is quite fantastic. Overwhelm lets Vi hit over a smaller unit that she's challenging, and Quick Attack lets her kill larger units without getting hurt back herself, which is quite good. We also have some things like Aftershock to double as reach/interaction, and Pharaon to break some sieges at the top end of the curve. Let's go ahead and jump on into some games here with this one and see how it feels. You thought it was a fake Jeff that you were facing? Not at all. The one true Jeff Hogland. Been doing Runeterra stuff for a little bit now. Zoe Victor. Probably want to keep Mystic Shot to start. I'm going to mulligan the rest of these looking for a Vi in our hand to get going or just cheaper threats. None of those are really the droids we're looking for. Awkward. Alright, there's a Vi before we play any cards. That's nice. Okay, perfect. Gives us a play this turn at least. Yes, Jacob.
Wait. Hey, Daddy.
I'm listening. You had a hard time beating him? That's okay. I can help you with Mario Odyssey after I'm done with work today, okay? You did a good job getting as far as you did. You are very, very far into that game already. It's one of my favorite Plaza builds so far. Definitely Zoe, the Zoe deck. Zoe Lux. Just try and kill this here. They could have like a Pale Cascade to save it, but I think that's fine. Zoe Vaults was very bad. That's why we're done playing it already. I'm fine with this trade. It's gonna be a little bit till I'm done, bud. You should go watch a show or something, or maybe eat some lunch. It's noon. Maybe ask mommy to make you some food. It's gonna take a little bit. I promise we'll play when I'm done, okay? Okay. You're gonna get bored though, I promise. Okay.
One girl wrecking crew.
Genius in action. Yes, of course.
Okay, so if this rolls Quick Attack, we can kill this without trading for it. So we got a 50% chance to get Quick Attack here. So naturally we missed. I guess we just take the trade then. If they have Hush, we have Guillotine to finish this off at least. Okay, Quick Attack didn't matter. She loses her ability to get more attack when I play a card there, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and Guillotine in response here because I don't want them to roll Spell Shield and be able to protect from this. We have Bastion. Yep. Unfortunately, we don't have one more mana here. Perhaps because of the chance for protection, I should wait till next turn and bank some spell mana so we could guillotine multiple times.
Flesh was weak, but look at me now.
Could be a play. Yes, their queen is protected.
In action.
Yep, that's elusive. So at this point, we just want to try and start racing them, right? So we'll play this down, we'll play Ignition, and then next turn we can play a bunch of these, along with some Ignitions to try and kill them. So what have we played this game? We've played Guillotine and Weapon Hilt. They could Weapon Hilt this for a bunch of damage this turn. Oh, Iterative Improvement. That's real good. Also played that one. Great. Cross my fingers here. Okay, draw if it works. Okay, I like their build a lot. We have played something similar to this, and like as we're seeing here, right? Like the protection cards are very good with both Zoe and Victor. And like gems play nicely with both as well. I think their archetype is one of the better Victor decks in the format. We're just into this next turn, right? Hey, Happy New Year, Seagull. Thanks for 7 months. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Streedan, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Definitely mulliganing that. I'm gonna mulligan everything but the Sum Treasure here. They're almost assuredly a Scarground deck, so mulliganing for Aftershock is good. And I'd also like to try and hit something to enable the Sum Treasure. Ballistic Thought or something like that. I mean, Victor always reaches critical mass quickly. They just had an appropriate number of cards to protect him that game. Which I think is a good way to approach building that deck, which is why Zoe pairs so well with it, because Zoe's also a card that likes having a critical mass of things to protect herself. It's a good mix. Probably playing Riven this turn. Yikes.
To serve the greater good.
Listen, we don't kink shame on this channel, Cindy BB, so like if balding men with dad bods are what you're into, that's between you and whatever you're into, but in general, don't go into Twitch channels and sexually harass people. It's a good thing. Good thing to not do in general on the platform. Okay, going to get something. It's a good idea. I will let you know when I'm all done, bud. Yep. I am a cam girl, something like that. This is just gonna get murdered by Braum next turn.
There's so much to answer for.
I guess we do this, but I don't really know what I'm drawing towards.
I disapprove. The stories were true.
Prime and ready.
Let's go, our friends. Have you met my shield?
Guess we take some trades here. But we're pretty far behind on board at this point, and their life total is high, so like punking them out with direct damage doesn't seem like it's gonna be a viable line victory here.
Let me show you what I can do.
Behold me now, hairless apes.
I'll try anyone you want.
I mean, you can look at data in Runeterra based on rank using the Mobalytics API. And like even at Masters where Gohard is most prevalent, I think Gohard was still under 20% there.
I rise anew.
And Braum just means this big 1-power Braum flashbacks, huh? Okay, well.
Unleash new potential. Strike now.
Could we steal this with triple aftershock, chat? Their region does have healing. They could be playing Kindly Tavern Keeper. Oh no. Silly opponent playing well and playing around my burn spells.
Fire knows it's so.
Kneel before me.
Alright, and that'll clinch it up, right? I think we're probably dead on this attack even. We'll let our opponent do their thing. This is like the Vlad dream, but this is the leveled Vlad notably drains things. So he's gonna get to gain them for life here. Let it flow, let it flow. Vlad's beating down the door. Do 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 do.
You're kidding me.
I guess even if I block here, this is gonna die to this next turn. They're going to 14.
Look how we have grown.
Okay, so my opponent's at 13. I have 9 damage in hand. Next turn, if I bank 2 mana... If I bank 2 mana, I can't have all of these. I think we do that and bank 3 mana. Yeah, they just gotta draw a bunch of mushrooms. It'll be fine. They just gotta draw all 5 of them. Rats, never lucky. Whew. Man, it's, Did you keep the shock? That and aftershock the 3-1? Yeah, I suppose that would work. We still don't have lethal that way, right, though? Because the cat's only 3 power. I guess the mushrooms give cat extra power next turn, but that's just about a wash, right? In terms of how much damage we're dealing. Because we wouldn't have any spell mana banked over, so we'd have 9 the following turn. So they would be at 14. I would double mushroom pushing cat to 5, and then single aftershock. Yeah, we're still dead. Hey, look, we finally got on the scoreboard, chat. We won one. Gosh, it's been a while since we hit 3 stinky Runeterra decks in a row. Usually at least 1 or 2 of them are good. It's been a rough morning though. Aftershock's not super good in this matchup, he says, but mulliganing into 2 of them. It seems like okay here, because they have things that damage their own units, but overall this hand's pretty mediocre. This card really needs to be a 3-2.
I've whipped up something special.
This penance for the Snapvine deck being sweet. The Snapvine set was really good. Yeah, today's highlight is excellent. Thanks for showing me with your content there are good alternatives to the constant grind and fear of missing out that some games try to push. When Nox and you switched away from Magic, I rediscovered the fun in games playing on my own terms. Thanks for the Prime Hidden Flames, and thanks for coming along with us. There's so many good games out there, and that's not even just Runeterra, right? Like the number of great single player story driven games I've played recently, just like so many great things to be poking at. Maybe I'm supposed to play Riven to start reforging there. I don't know, filtering through to get more meaningful cards into my hand also has a lot of appeal.
Safety disengaged.
I think I want to kill this before it risks leveling up on us. I'm going to open on attacks to start though.
Clear off.
Yeah, short videos that are lists of things tend to do well in terms of YouTube content. So that's probably something I'm gonna do with some consistency, maybe a few times a month, once a week or so.
Come closer. I don't bite.
I can't just play another Aftershock here. I think that's probably the play. Top 5 Tarek decks. There's a good chance that top X Zoe decks is will be a list. It's a little unfortunate that this is dying. I kind of wanted to iterative improvement that, but I think killing their champions was a good priority to have.
System upgrade.
Maybe it was worth waiting to attack with it since I wanted to potentially iterative improvement it.
So ordinary.
gonna trade these here. This dies to a deal one now, but I just can't keep taking endless damage to my dome.
In battle and raised by war.
We're vengeancing my... Huh. Actually, maybe I was supposed to just double guillotine this turn. Is the thought.
Can you improve perfection? Flesh was weak, but look at me now.
Look at me now. Great. I've got my bags all together, chat. You ready to leave?
I'm ready.
Kaio Morino, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
If you want to live.
For silver I thought, for gold I feasted.
Is there a Runeterra mechanic that you think is unhealthy for the game? No. I think making kind of blanket statements like this specific mechanic is entirely unhealthy for the game is pretty silly. I think there's implementations of certain mechanics on specific cards that are unhealthy and kind of toxic, but in general, I wouldn't write off entire mechanics as being not okay. Skip Dash, thanks for the 34 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Just started playing Plat 4 and coming up in here to stream snipe you. Snipe away. Let's do it. Let's battle. Battle me, baby. Am I just dropping Daddy Pharaon? What if we just drop Daddy Pharaon? I think I'm into playing Daddy Pharaon. It's my secret. I always have my bags packed. No! Daddy Pharaon! Read. So I have 10 cards in hand right now. I think I'm actually guillotining this just to not overdraw next turn. Buckets PNG, thanks for the follow. Good morning. So we get one created card back, and then we get to draw for the turn. There's Vi. Gosh, she's really slow to get going to start.
Destiny awaits.
I'm gonna do this and see what they do. Yeah, Zoe Traven aggro is super reasonable. Yeah, and then here's the part where we just can't win anymore, right? Like Ledros plus back the bags is just so overbearing. Like this card basically means this being a consistent staple in the Go Hard decks was a big upgrade for them. This basically just means like normally one of the ways you have counterplay against the opponent's archetype is you can try and keep your life total high enough by making trades early so the deal 5 from pack your bags isn't meaningful, but Ledros just makes that not an option because even if you're at 20 he cuts you down to half. I get knocked around once or twice more, but we might kick over to Final Fantasy a little bit early today. It's been a rough morning. I don't want to poke into a 4th deck. Let's see, try and give this one a fair shake and see if it can get its feet under it in a game or two, but Darksteel Artificer, good morning and welcome. Shaka Kench. Sharpen Resolve is actually pretty good here. Being able to pump something before Kench eats it sounds good. Basically, always want to keep Vi in your opener so you can get her pumped up ASAP. Amazing with Vine. That'll be nice to deal with that down the line.
The ties that bind.
This is a landmark that we don't have to super prioritize taking off the table, because if it heals a little bit, it's not a big deal. We just want to kill it before it wins the game.
I'm not afraid. Just a wee bit late. Scare me out of behind.
I have a Pale Cascade here. Go ahead and save Riven with Sharpened Resolve here. Extra toughness for this card coming in clutch here. Meaning our champion survives this combat.
A win streak.
I have 2 cards in my hand that want to discard draw, so. They're debating attacking here. I don't think I block if they do, because I really want the Reforged token. And this is a good attack.
Appetizers of plenty.
Kench is a hunger catfish, chat. He's coming. He's coming for our board.
Allow me a small sample.
Jeff, a few days ago, I asked some questions about the game, which you answered and pointed me towards your intro video. Wanted to say thanks. The video was a lot of help, and I've been finding the game interesting, although I've only played pre-con decks and Expedition so far. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Red Arrow. Welcome to Runeterra.
Let us peruse this establishment's fare.
Yeah, Targon's got a lot of protection, Lampton. Honestly, this is an archetype that Will of Iona would actually be really, really good against, right?
Excuse my impertinence.
Think I'm still like a yodel in uniform.
Being able to send him back from whence he came.
Stars fall. Take heart.
All right, so I'm gonna rummage before block, because if I hit one of our 2 copies of Guillotine, we can kill this. Never lucky, chat.
Excuse you. Excuse you.
I think I have to block and try and peel Guillotine next turn.
Where there's a will, there's a meal.
There's a meal. Maybe we just hope Vi's enough to kill this. That's probably the play, rather than hoping to draw one. Hey, we play Vi and see if I can enforce some rules here on him, huh? Hush will be a bit of a savage. Yeah, they have cards that get us here, but Vi's definitely line. Yeah, and that levels Kench, right? Oh, they did it wrong! Oh, they did it wrong! Oh, they did it wrong. Oh, the shame concession. Oh, opponent. Well, I mean, we're on the scoreboard, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to have too much sympathy for that misclick, because, like, it very clearly says capturing being captured when you look at it before you click OK. We found out after we missed guillotine. Think this is a landmark deck. I guess they have a lot of things like Sump and Bot that I don't mind killing. Honestly, I think I'm just keeping all of these. Like an okay 2, 3, 4, 5 curve.
Who goes there?
Power linger in the air.
Blessed by snow and stars. These eyes see all.
Break the ties that bind.
Took to bed.
Have a good one, Jace. Yeah, 3-2 Runeweaver win. You know, maybe I'm supposed to actually aftershock this last turn.
Can't be.
Well, there's probably a good chance if I aftershock it there, they have protection for it. I'm gonna Runeweaver here and attempt to weapon hilt trade into here.
Your fate was written.
Get real sad when we get troll chanted. Wow, that trade worked. That's good for us. Maybe this buy can help us take over the game.
This will be a good winter.
I'm doing this my way.
My way. Do I want to give Vi quick attack here? Probably don't need to. It's unfortunate I'm 1 point off of being able to level her this turn. If they troll chant, this would go up to a 5, and this would go down to a 4. So if I play Overwhelm on this and they troll chant, I'd still kill this. So that seems worthwhile. And like, if they don't troll chant, I push a little bit of damage with the play. So that seems fine. Trail of Evidence. It's a key card. Technically triggers augment stuff too.
Didn't build one.
Big agree, Fig.
Hot on the trail.
Backs a bunch. There's the 1-2 punch.
I think I have to just trade here. My hand's got a lot of good top end in it. I don't like their deck could easily burn us out. They're a PNC deck. I have 2 quick attack fragments.
We fight for one Freljord.
Some chunky monkeys. This gets us a thick unit of our own.
These stories were true.
So I think with that play, I'm actually supposed to 2-for-1 into this.
Even a fragment's not.
I'll level Riven here.
I am reformed.
Not sure I want to push with her or not, though.
There's
I could definitely push with this. I think I want to Mystic Shot this, so that way I can guillotine it on attacks next turn. Yeah.
Once I stamp papers, now faces.
That would have been a bad misclick.
Join the glorious evolution. The flashbacks will bow, Frank Maker.
Frank Maker.
System upgrade. Analyzing approach.
Lifesteal is such a good roll there. Aftershock looking awkward here. Can't, I need 1 more mana to be able to Aftershock and double guillotine. Let's see if they have another unit to deploy here.
Can you improve perfection?
Hey, thanks for the 7 months, Samalander. I really appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Glad you're enjoying the Runeterra stuff.
To the gun show.
So we're going block, 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 guillotine, take 4. No, I want to block this here, right? Take 4 from this. This is just strictly worse than this at this point.
No more hesitation.
We're dead to attack all, so I assume the opponent's trying to think through the permutation of things we could have. This play here could especially be giving them pause. Or they disconnected? That felt like a disconnect. That would be awkward for them. I mean, I guess we take those. I don't know. Haven't gotten a feel for this deck at all because we've either gotten run over or the games that have been or the games that could be close, like our opponents drop off. Yeah, looks like our opponent DC'd, unfortunately.
I know my purpose.
I'm gonna build Voltron here and attack. Comcast is always an out, yeah. I mean, Runeterra is a game that plays on mobile too, right? So like, people on phones have less stable internet connections a lot of the time than people.
The cost of war.
Who's Voltron? Voltron is a reference to Tron from the 90s, right? Or does Tron predate the 90s? That question made me feel old. It should. as it should. Isn't it Power Rangers? Voltron's a different show. Oh, is it a different show? Oh, it's a Power Rangers Megazord. I had that reference completely wrong. Guillotine's actually probably good here. Animated television series franchise that features a team of 5 space explorers who pilot a giant super robot known as Voltron. Voltron, in terms of card game jargon, means making a super big attacker and then punching with it. Basically means going all in on a unit.
Trickster never loses because
Zoe makes the roses. It's just 3 kids in a trench coat. But replacing guillotines with mites work. I don't think our deck as constructed is really well set up to be like a linear aggro deck, which is what might pushes us more in the direction of being. In fact, I feel like my thoughts on this deck so far after playing it is I'd like to be more of a mid-range interactive deck than more so of the slightly aggressive slant that this deck has to it now with things like Niandroid and things like iterative improvement. I feel like Vi is just not a particularly great aggressive champion. Oh, I don't have unit mana. I was like, oh, I can play that. No, that's spell mana. So, Guillotine is notably good against reasonable, not even good, just reasonable against the Lee Sin part of my opponent's deck. It's not particularly good against the Zoe part.
Failed. When will I find peace?
Vi might let us eat this next turn though, which is nice. I guess now I have to decide, do I want to... I was gonna say, do I want to kill this or this to protect this? That's a quick attack fragment, which is kind of nice. Quick attack here and get a decent smash in this turn. Trouble bubble. I guess we just pass for now then. This can deal 4 damage, something that attacked this turn, so if I attack with any of these, they can kill it with Battlestar. If they choose to play this onto the Vi, I can then quick attack this and smash in.
No more hesitation.
They hushed the stun off a bit. Yeah. Yeah, they wanted to hush the tough off a bit so they could kill it with that, but that also hushes the stun. No whistles in here while I'm working, bud. Yes, but I am working right now. You can't blow a whistle while I'm streaming. Jacob.
I play with it always.
You can play with your whistle upstairs, but not while I'm streaming. In here. Oh, Bastion.
You almost done with it, right?
Not for a little bit yet, but I will let you know when I'm done, okay?
Done. Tell me.
Let's say 5 half hours. It's a lot of half hours, I know. Especially when you're 6.
When I 6. The spirit gives to those who listen. I did. Okay.
Okay.
Six, right?
Should we test if the RTX sound would suppress the whistle?
Wait, what's in here?
Alright, this is your fair warning. We're gonna test the whistle. Headphones users, be warned. Alright, Jake, you ready to blow the whistle? Give the whistle a good blow. I think that dodged it? Try again, one more time.
Breathe in, breathe out.
I got a little bit of it. Not too bad. It didn't look like it even clipped the microphone though, so maybe it wasn't too bad. Thank you for your assistance testing, Jacob. Nothing on your side. Go RTX. Alright, I think we're just not playing around another Hush here. And I'm gonna Overwhelm plus Sharpened Resolve here. And go ahead and smash this Zoe.
Need a plan. Trouble coming at ya.
In times of crisis, an aspect descends to herald the reshaping of worlds. Get it. Wow. Oh my
Zoe's very cool. For people that are new to the stream, RTX is a piece of NVIDIA software that uses an AI to real-time filter background noises out of my audio stream. So you'll notice when I get really loud on occasion, it gets a little robotic because it filters out some of my high noises when I get excited. But in general, like during the summer, I have an air conditioning unit right outside my window. It filters that out completely. There's a toilet technically up back behind there that if it flushes, you can't hear it when you could previously hear it through the microphone. Do you want to play Mario Odyssey on stream today?
Let's
Do you want to play it? You want to play it on stream after I'm done?
We have a TV.
You want to play on the TV? Maybe tomorrow. Okay. I'll still do Final Fantasy VII Day then. It does tune out some of my pitchy singing. You're not wrong. Mono Zed Freljord. I wonder if they're playing something with Endure. Always keep Vi. I'm gonna keep some Dredger, hoping to find a bot or something to discard with it. Okay, bud. Right on time, 2-drop. Welcome to the party.
The past is a burden we must learn to bear. They cannot hide.
Okay, so do we want to sump this turn? I guess we can get these down and start trying to pump them up a bit. Chump Wump helps with that. And like, and this is that. Okay, I love you, buddy, but you're crushing me. This is kind of that awkwardness that we felt with the Victorheimer deck before this. Is that like, I feel like my deck's kind of having a split personality right now, right? Like, Vi is a card that wants to help me control the game. However, cards like Nyandroid and Runeweaver are more linear, aggressive cards. And it feels like my deck's kind of disjointed in what it's trying to accomplish. Doesn't quite know if it wants to be linear or if it wants to be interactive. Feels like I'm waffling in between both and not being good at either. We highlighted something very similar to this opponent's archetype on my highlights channel somewhat recently. It plays, the Frel Splash can be for, they who endure at the top end, which is sweet. Gives you some staying power when your opponent plays a bunch of removal against you.
To serve the greater good.
And like, I think we're supposed to Vi here.
Vi?
Oh, I forgot we were gonna reforge and then burn a card. At least we burned a bad card. So we can level Vi this turn. We can get her quick attack and stuff.
Their fleet will the power of progress. You'll find you a formidable foe.
I won't look back.
Go, freeze!
It's too late for you.
Don't want any trouble.
Alright, if they don't have a stun or a way to recall this with Overwhelm could be very good here.
Master.
They could have something like Deny or Notify to not be dead to this right away, but our board's pretty wide, so we should be good either way here. All right. I'm gonna think about what this is doing here so far. So, being super linear has not felt, or the more linear components to this deck have not felt good. Things like Niandroid, Weapon Hill, Rune Weaver, just kind of low-ish quality cards overall. I've liked Vi with Riven in general from the more controlling perspective, and I feel like if I wanted to be a more linear PNZ deck, I'd rather focus on Victor. But instead, if I want to focus on being more controlling with Vi and some reforges from this, I'd like to remove some of those cards that are more proactive and play a few things that are a little bit more reactive. But what exactly does that look like? So like this is a core. All of these cards felt somewhat reasonable. Guillotine was a little bit clunky in the games that we played. Maybe we just want more cards that help us filter through our deck to get to our Vi Riven consistently. Like maybe we want to be a Jury Rig plus like Zonite Urchin deck to find our key pieces more consistently. I could see that. Sharpened Resolve actually ended up being mostly okay in the games that we played it. Maybe if I'm feeling down to this point, it could be correct to play some Might in addition to those. I feel like Guillotine would probably be better as... I guess I have 2 slots left. We could play a couple of Guillotine still and then also play like some Whirling Death still. Let's try this. Great selection. Crazy Duck, thank you for the tier 2. I appreciate the 24 months. That's a long time. Thanks for keeping me around. Here's to a better 2021 for everyone, huh? With all of our buffs. I mean, I just trimmed a significant number of the buffs out of our deck, yo cousin. I cut the weapon hilts and like the less powerful reforge cards. We'd like a Mystic Shot, but the rest of the hand seems very reasonable. Maybe we'll be fortunate and they won't open on Zoe. It's kind of wild to think about how it's almost March again. Man, remember the optimism back in March? Thinking that, like, I remember hearing 2 weeks of a lockdown was unrealistic, and, like, I didn't expect it to be over by Easter, but, like, I had, like, a vain hope. I knew celebrating Easter was bullshit, but, like, I had, like, this vain hope that, like, some semblance of normal would be restored by, like, I don't know, the fall. And, like, now we're into January in 2021, and it's just like, well... And now my optimism is like, well, if we're lucky, we won't have 100,000 people die in the United States in January. Like, that's where we're at. From the, it could probably be done by fall to, well, hopefully 100,000 lives aren't lost in January. buddy. Please stop asking. I will let you know when I'm done, okay? Yeah, right, Chestnut? Hearing stories of it from other countries and being like, well, that sucks. And you get notified here. Maybe they're debating on if they want to play it or not. Could have, like, maybe it's a deny and they just don't want to trade that much mana for a Mystic Shot.
Break the ties that bind. Piltover Enforcer on the scene.
If they pass here, I think we just burn their mana.
And here's where I'd paint my constellation.
I don't even know, Sepia. Like, there's... I also don't feel like it's just gonna be like this switch that flips either, right? Like, there's not gonna be like this mark that we cross where suddenly everything goes back to normal. There were some stats posted, so like they have vaccines available for frontline workers at this point, and there were stats from various nursing homes talking about what percentage of staff opted to take the vaccine when offered, and like medical professionals working in the medical industry providing care for people, none of the homes in the county where I work had over 50% of their staff take the vaccine. So like, even as it becomes available, there's gonna be pushback in terms of that. Like, even once it's widely available, a lot of people won't take it because they're idiots. We have the number of flat earth anti-vaxxers that exist in the world. So we've already hit the Overwhelm one. That being said, with this weapon hilt, we could forge the blade next turn. The odds that Vi is able to kill this are like basically none, right? So I feel like going in on Vi is probably a mistake. Jacob, I need you to go out into the basement and go watch a show or go upstairs with your mother, please. Thank you. All right, so
There's still much to answer for.
I guess we just go wide here.
Only must secure me tail. Start the day.
I mean, people who are anti-vax Niv didn't get into that opinion from a position of logic. So expecting them to be logically consistent with their viewpoints after the fact is just like unrealistic.
Coming at ya.
I see every move.
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I would be a little apprehensive of a vaccine that was approved by just Donald Trump's FDA, because he's turned that particular part of the government into a branch of politics. But, like, these vaccines haven't just been approved by the United States, right? Like, there are countries all over the world that have approved them, and past that, one of the vaccines was produced by a company that explicitly didn't take money from the United States government because they didn't want anything political involved in the production of their work.
Some rock got me good.
Yeah, I agree. That's my feelings exactly. That's exactly my feelings. The fact that other countries have also approved them gives me plenty of confidence.
I failed. I was born in battle and raised by war.
So, Ribbon's Reforge will mean we can make the blade next turn. Guillotine still gives me another guillotine even if it gets countered by Spell Shield, right? Yeah. So let's try and kill this Karma, huh? Well, poop. I want to go play some Final Fantasy. Our Runeterra's been real medium this morning. All of our decks kind of sucked. I don't know. To ramp on this deck felt like it had a lot of the similar problems to the Victor Heimer deck we played before this, which is that, like, it had some parts of it that wanted to be aggressive, and it had some parts of it that wanted to be mid-rangey and controlling, and they just didn't really blend well together. From playing PNZ so far, I feel like it's best suited for the aggressive slant. Things like discard aggro or like Victor Zoe gems would be the directions I would want to take those in, but yeah, this one felt like a miss to me overall, and I think in general I'm gonna shy away from playing something like this. So, Guillotine is one of the exceptions to X, Y, 2 makes no sense. So, it actually isn't inconsistent. So the reason why Guillotine can kill something is because of how Spell Shield works. The way Spell Shield works is Spell Shield basically says the card happens, but the parts of the card that are happening don't happen to the thing with Spell Shield, and the Spell Shield breaks. So it effectively still counts as killing the Guillotine, for all intents and purposes. The first part of it still happens, but Spell Shield just says that a part of the effect doesn't happen. So, like, for example, if you Vile Feast something with Spell Shield, you still get a spider, even though you didn't deal a damage to it, because the Spell Shield just stops the part that's happening to the Spell Shield unit. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, it's anti-vax and conspiracy theories and stuff like that are a lot of the same ways that cults happen and propagate in cultures, right? It's people taking advantage of people who come from a position where they don't have a lot or they feel poorly about themselves, so they then become easily manipulated by people that are looking to abuse and control them. All right. At any rate, we'll try again with a couple more Runeterra decks tomorrow morning.